to do something fun in lieu of story time, kind of. So my idea for today is to have interactive story time. I know I'm weird, guys. I just thought this up and thought it might be fun to do with you guys. You let me know after it's all finished in the comments if you like this or not, and then I promise I'll put a regular story time video up soon. But what I thought I would do today is like rapid fire at you like 5 little short stories, and you guys have to guess which one's a truth and which one's a lie. I thought of some pretty out there things, and listen, some very out there things have happened to me in my lifetime and to my family, so I just thought this would be funny to see like if you guys can tell if I'm fibbing or not. Not that I lie. I thought about that too. I was like, oh my god, Missy, if I do this they're all gonna think I'm liar. I'm a big fat liar. But no, I'm not a liar. I just thought it'd be fun to be like, I'll tell you some things and like you tell me if it's fact or fiction or not. I am a fiction writer. I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun to have some interactive story time. So instead of blabbing, I'll just start. Story number 1. About 15 years ago on Thanksgiving Day, we were having Thanksgiving, eating our turkey, having a merry good time, and out of nowhere, one of my uncles got very ill. And we were all laughing and going, oh, the turkey made him sick. Oh, you're a horrible cook. You made him sick. You made him sick. And later to come find out, he died. He died, like, I think the next morning after Thanksgiving. And he really truly did die from the turkey. Because what had happened was the turkey juices dripped into the stuffing of the turkey, because they stuffed the turkey with stuffing. And the stuffing, I guess, didn't get done enough or wasn't cooked enough, and he contracted I never can say this word. Oh my god. Salmonella poisoning, I think is how you say it. I never can say that word. And he died. And ever since then, we as a whole family do not stuff our chickens or our turkeys. We always cook our stuffing separately outside of the turkey in a pan. We just stuff our turkeys with like a whole onion, lettuce, carrots, and celery instead of stuffing the turkey with stuffing, because we had a tragedy many Thanksgivings ago. Story number 2. While living in Tennessee, we had major snake problems, because what had happened was in this little, like, we lived like in a little cove. It went like in a U. We had a big field on the outside. It was very heavily wooded. Well, they began to blast because they were going to put in a campground, like, because on the other side of where my house was a big fishing lake. So they decided on the other side of the road they were going to put a campground. So they began blasting like the ground and stuff like that to prepare it for whatever they were going to do to make this campground. And unfortunately, my house was right next to this house that we rented, the house that the raccoon fell through the vent pipe onto my stove. Yeah, that same house. And we started getting a ton of snakes. So one day I was in the house and my son was outside on the driveway playing. I believe, if I remember correctly, he was playing, and all of a sudden I heard him screaming. So I came outside and he was screaming because it looked like a copperhead. A black copperhead had come out onto the driveway, and he was on the other side of it, and he was scared to death. My husband always used to keep his work boots on the porch because where he worked at the time was so muddy. I wouldn't allow him to wear his work boots in the house. And they were steel-toed boots. And I grabbed those steel-toe boots without even thinking, and I should have thought, because we were always joking that one day he was going to stick his foot in that boot and there'd be a snake in it, because he always left them on the porch. But I just stuck my foot in my husband's steel-toed boots. I can talk, really. And I ran out to the driveway, and this, you know, it was like, I'm not going to say it was like a 10-foot snake, but it was a good maybe 4.5, 5-foot snake. And it had curled up, and it was like, you know, making noises that snakes make. And it was terrifying and petrifying my son. So I, in my logic, go, I'm a lot bigger than you and a lot heavier than you. So if I just jump on you, I'll kill you. So that's what I did. I jumped on the snake with my husband's boots so that my son could get across, and the whole time this thing is hissing and biting the boot, and thank God they were steel toe boots. And my son got across, and to this day he tells everybody that story. My mommy saved me from a snake by stepping on it. But I didn't think that out because I didn't know how I was going to get back off that snake, because I was petrified now that when I got, like, I don't know what I thought I was going to do, jump back off the snake, that it would, you know, it'd be free and it would come out and, like, get my ankles or my upper part of my leg where the boot didn't cover. So yeah, I was petrified about that. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I eventually did just jump off the snake. Like, I just jumped back off the snake and the snake just slithered away. I don't know what happened to the snake, but I saved my son's life by jumping on a snake. Story number 3. I'm taking you all the way back to New Jersey, where we were told always I was told, because we would swim in the bay, we would swim in the ocean, we would swim just out in the open, in the lagoon. I was always told as a little girl, because after Jaws, you know, you're like petrified, that there was no sharks in the bay. We didn't have to worry about nothing. Don't worry, Missy, everything will be fine. Don't worry. So a few years of swimming in the bay, because that's where I lived, and we did everything in the water. I'm attending school, and one of the teachers doesn't return from summer vacation, and we're all taken down into like the gym, and you know how they bring down the bleachers and you sit on the bleachers. So we're sitting there and we're being told that, I don't even remember her name now, to be honest with you. I don't even remember her name. All I remember is that she went swimming in the bay, which is where we swam all the time, because the water was it was clearer in the bay, and it was, as an adult, it was just above your belly button. As a kid, it was over your head. You had to wear floaties or be on a boogie board, but that's where we swam all the time. And that teacher was in the same bay that we all swim in, all of us kids. We all went swimming in the bay. What was a pool? I didn't even know what a pool was. We swam in the bay. But anyways, she was out with her friends, and this was something that I think every kid, every person does. When you come off of a boat, on the back of the boat, there's a ladder. It hitches up when you're driving the boat, and then you unsnap it, and the ladder, which is usually 3 to 4 steps, falls into the water so that you can lower yourself down into the water from the boat. Well, she was holding on to the second ring and just kicking her feet. There was people up in the boat, and she was just hanging on, kicking her feet, talking to the people in the boat. And a bull shark was underneath the boat and came around and bit her on her legs, and took one of her legs from the bay. Yeah. So, needless to say, I was petrified to get back into the bay. I mean, I did continue to swim. It was a very short-lived thing, because you're a kid and you think you're invincible, so you're just like, but you continue to do it. We just were a little more aware. But she did lose her leg, and she was out of school for quite some time, but she did return the following year, because she had to do all this, you know, what's that called, rehab and stuff like that, to learn how to walk, and because she did get what is that called, a prosthetic leg. So that is story number 3. Story number 4. When I was a little girl, I don't even remember how old, just a little girl, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that time frame, because this was a span of time. My mom sent my headshots into a modeling company in New York, and I modeled for quite some time, doing things like, my pictures were in Sears magazines, and you know, like the magazines you get in the mail, and people are modeling clothes and stuff like that. Some of that stuff, and I don't remember all the stuff I was doing, but we were living in New Jersey, and we'd have to travel to New York all the time to do all this stuff. And after doing that for quite some time and doing the catwalk and things like that, I finally landed my first commercial. And I remember it as clear as day. It was going to be a Bubblicious commercial, and I had to memorize a Bubblicious song, because at that time, that's what I was going to do in this commercial. I was going to be put in a commercial with a whole bunch of kids, and we were going to like sing this Bubblicious song and do all this like funny dancing and stuff like that. So I memorized this Bubblicious song. I knew my Bubblicious song. So what they did is they did testing with you So what they did is they put me in a green room with fake cameras, which I didn't know they were fake, but fake cameras. And this lady came in with a cork board, and then there was like, not cork board, you know, a, what are they called? The clipboard. She came in with her clipboard and her pen, and then there was a whole bunch of guys on the back, and they were standing all by the cameras and stuff like that. And she came in, and I was waiting for her to ask me to sing my Bubblicious song. But she didn't. She asked me to sing You Are My Sunshine. And I was like, You Are My Sunshine? I had no idea what that song was. I didn't have a clue what You Are My Sunshine was, and I bawled like a baby because I did not know what You Are My Sunshine is. I was all prepared to sing my Bubblicious song, and she asked me to sing You Are My Sunshine, and I cried. I cried in front of all the people in my test run, and I blew my first Bubblicious commercial, my first commercial ever, and God only knows where I'd be today if I didn't do that, because after that I was done. Nobody would pick me up for anything. I think I did a few more catwalks, and after that it just wasn't worth it because nothing was coming out of it. So my parents just said, this isn't gonna work, and I quit. But I did model for quite some time, and I did land a commercial, but I blew it. I blew it because I didn't know the stupid song. And number 5 story is, after I had my first son, Jesse, I decided that I was going to be a pet groomer and went to grooming school and learned how to groom dogs and all that stuff because I loved animals. I actually, at that time, I was breeding Pomeranians. And I learned how to do all of that and stuff like that, and I was working with the lady who trained me how to be a dog groomer, and I learned that being a dog groomer wasn't as glamorous as I thought it was going to be. And what happened was I did land a job at a vet clinic, and I worked downstairs and doing dog grooming and things like that. But I kept in contact with the lady who taught me how to do dog grooming and gave me my diploma and blah, 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 blah. And I graduated school and all that stuff. And she had opened up her own business in her basement and asked me to come work with her, but I had to give my notice at this other place and da-da-da-da-da. But what had happened in between all of that is that she actually was grooming a, I think it was a Labrador retriever, which their hair is like needles. And it went into her breast, and I could so relate because you used to come home with hair everywhere. Even though you wore a plastic apron, the hair was ridiculous. But anyways, the dog hair went into the corner of her breast. Her breast, she didn't know it, but her breast over a couple weeks became inflamed. She thought she had breast cancer, went in, they found out that it was dog hair that had mange. The dog had mange, and the dog hair infected her breast, and she actually lost the top half. Like, they had to do, like, she thought she was gonna lose her whole entire breast, but she only lost the top part of it from dog grooming. And after that, I was done. I never dog groomed again, ever. That was it. That was done. I was it. I was gonna try my hand at riding. Done. So guys, those were my 5 quick fire little stories. I hope you guys wrote down or have it in your mind 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 which ones were true and which ones were false. Are you ready? Are you ready? So you think you got me? You think you got me? Maybe I should make you write it down in the comments before I tell you. Go ahead, take a few minutes. Go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead, write down in the comments which ones you think are true and which ones you think are false. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. No, I'm just kidding. 1 through 5 is true. I didn't tell any lies. Those were all just like crazy little things that have happened in my family and in my life over my 36 years. I didn't lie at all. I was a dog groomer. We did have an uncle who died from salmonella poisoning because of the stuffing. I did model in New York for a very short time. Yes, I did land a commercial, and yes, I cried like a baby and lost that commercial and never worked in Hollywood again. No, I'm just kidding. I never went to Hollywood. It was New York. Yes, she wasn't my teacher, but a teacher in our school did lose a leg to a shark bite, and I forget what was the other one I told. Oh, the snake. Yes, I did jump on a snake. In my logic, I really did think I was going to be okay jumping on a snake to save my son. And he'll tell you about it if you don't believe me. All of those were true. Those were my crazy stories. I just thought they were so crazy that you might think I'm fibbing to you, but I'm not. They were all true. So that was my quick little fun, I hope fun, story time. Let me know what you think about that. Maybe I'll do another one and actually put some far-fetched fibs in it and see if you can't figure out which one's reals and which one's not. I just thought it'd be fun. I like interacting with you guys. So I thought this one, instead of listening to me blab, you'd be like listening, oh, she lying. But I didn't, all 5 are true. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick, short, little story time that had like a little twist to it, trying to make my life and your life just a little bit more interesting. I hope you laugh because I have a crazy out there life. You guys take care, enjoy yourselves wherever you are. I hope you guys are enjoying summer. I really, really do. The cicadas are almost dead. Yay! We're actually gonna go swim outside in the open air on Tuesday. Can you believe it? We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. So, nothing but love for all of you guys. Take care of you. I love you all, lovies. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Until the next video, guys. Bye.